Hi, I'm live, and the little sticker I had that said Learn to Win Sweepstakes just disappeared on me. So let us fix that. Of course, it's always right when it's live. And I think it's under effects. Stickers, there we go. There we go. I'm going to change that. Learn to win. Actually, I should do it in all caps. Learn to win sweepstakes. There we go. That's better. I'm going to put that right there. All right. That's better. Now we got it fixed. So, I have something exciting to talk with all of you tonight. Oh, I should mirror my video. Hold on. You know why? Because I have the coolest thing to show you guys. Look what came in the mail today. How cool is that? Now, this is so much bigger than I thought it was going to be actually too. Like, I thought it was going to be about the size of one of my books. Like, look at the size difference. It's huge. And it's so good being so large. Now, look, I love Di. Look, she even signed it for me. I just did a video on it, and then I forgot to do the captions, and I forgot to put the title on it. That's how excited I was. I might have to do another video at some point on this. I don't even want to write in it. Like, I might just go and order another one just so that I can have one that I can muck about in and not ruin the one that Di gave me. Like, it's so nice. This is so cool. She had such a good idea during the pandemic about this book because the number 2 reason people don't win sweepstakes is they're not organized. The number 1 reason people don't win is they're not reading the rules and not following them, so they disqualify themselves. And they're not entering properly and they don't win. Number 2 is they're not organized. And if you're not organized, you're not going to remember to go back and enter. You're not going to mail in things properly. If you're not organized, you're not winning. This is one way to teach people how to get organized, but do it in such a fun way. So, like, I came to challenge. So she did it in challenges. So it's giving you encouragement, kind of like goal setting. But challenge 7, hello, be organized. So she goes through, I'm going to go through this whole book because this is so fun. So she wrote this. I just put it in my blog. I just wrote a blog about this. And she came up, well, here, why don't I just read it to you? BootComp is more than just a pun. Now, the reason she used the word comp is that in the UK, because she's British, they use the word competition. So in the United States, they use the word sweepstakes and they're sweepers. In Canada, they use the word contest, so they're contesters. In the UK and Australia, and actually a lot of other parts of the world, they use competition, so they're compers. But it's all the same thing. We all just love to win. And it's an idea I've been developing for years. As much as I love using technology and online organizational tools for my comping, I love writing things down and being creative. Yeah, she's a graphic designer, which is why her site is so crazy awesome. Several years ago, I designed and printed off a weekly checklist to record my own goals and prizes and set up a Google comping calendar to track awareness days and special events. So, for example, one of the things I tell people to do is go find the hashtag calendar. So when it's like National Chocolate Chip Day, every company that has anything to do with baking or chocolate or candy is going to have a thing about it, right? My evening cuppa. Tonight it's green tea, if you're wondering. So she said, I created an online BootComp course for keen compers. So she did it online, just like I have my classes. And then she said, when they realized they love to new skills and tackle challenges, and during the lockdowns, global, I launched a motivational challenge in her Lucky Learners Facebook group. and they tallied the number of comps we entered daily. So she encouraged her own little group to have some fun. These projects were effective and popular. So she took this and she took that and she combined it, and she created this planner so you can work a little harder and win a little harder, which is hilarious because Tom's Cavalli of I Win Contest, his advice is easier, right? Enter smarter, not harder. Writing down your comping ambitions and achievements is a great way to focus on winning the prizes that will bring joy to your life, no matter how small or huge they are. And she has a BootCompers group. So if you buy the book, you got to go to the BootCompers Compers group, right? So in it, there's challenges, goals, a planner, a review, and a checklist. Now, that's the loose contents. So here are the boot camp challenges. BootComp. Oh, you make a wish list. You've boss bookmarks, specialist search skills, which I just talked about on TikTok. Social spruce up, Twitter and TweetDeck. That one might not have aged well, because she wrote this clearly when, I don't know if you know the process of book writing, but this was finished long before everything went south. Get into Instagram. That's where I've seen a lot of comps going. I've actually seen companies state on their Twitter that they're no longer doing Twitter giveaways. They're doing them now on Instagram instead. Be organized. My number 2 tip, because number 1 is read the rules. Find friends. You know I love my comping friends. Time-saving tips. Yep, it just takes as much time to win a car as it does movie passes, so watch where you put your time. Catalog of photos, creative classes, and inbox to zero, which who knows how that was. So hold on. Let me just fix that. I did that. So, here we go. So I just wanted to go through this because this is so exciting. So it's a goal for me. One day I'm getting to the UK and Di and I are going to hang out. So you better believe there's going to be a big With the Contest Queen live stream. Oh my God, it's going to be so fun. But I have no idea what time we would do it. It might have to be like on a Saturday morning or something, because there's 5 hours ahead of us. So she's already asleep. So I just want to show you how beautiful these pages are. Now you have to remember, she's a graphic designer, so she has the skills to make these beautiful images and insert them into the book and set up the printing. And oh my God, is this ever fantastic? Now, you won't buy this on a Kindle because you've got to have the book. This is something that you're going to write in. Like, look, there's all these things to write in. And then when you get to the back, right, look at all your goal lists. When you get to your goal, I mean, look at this is January, right? Like, you're writing in this book. There's something to be said with the kinesiology of writing. When you're doing the exercise, you're saying it in your head, you're writing it down. The energy of the pen, putting it onto the paper, kind of imprints something in your brain. You're reading it. It really solidifies. That's why they always say write goals down. Write goals down. And even on my vision board, where it's all images, I have text. I write out the goals and paste the goals, written goals on the board on top of the images. It's very important to write things down. So then we have the goals, and it has the whole year. So you got to get this now, because it's going to be 2023 before we blink. And if you know someone that likes to enter sweepstakes as a hobby, this is a fabulous Christmas present. And then she has like all these different things. Now, some of the resources here are not going to be applicable to those of you in the US and Canada. So you just have to you just have to go to my website and look under the American resources or the Canadian resources to find those, because the ones in Britain aren't going to apply to you for winning. But this made my day. Oh, and she put in a bookmark. What happened to the bookmark? Oh no. Oh, I dropped it. Check out this bookmark. How cute is this? I'm feeling super lucky today. And her website is superlucky.me. How clever is that, right? And because she's a graphic artist, look at this. She gives you some tips on how to do Instagram photos to win. And she clearly wins those. Very, very creative Di. So I want you to go check out Super Lucky Di and her new BootComp book. And I'm not getting paid for this. I just love her. I'm a big believer in all boats rise with the tide. And how fun is that? Now, if you have any specific sweepstakes questions, post them below and I'll answer them. Otherwise, I'm just going to talk about how to win sweepstakes, right? So I have my book, my last book. I'm working on my next one. But actually, what's going to come out first, because I was crunched for time, is Helene Hatzel's last book. I'm halfway through editing it, and it should actually be out before Christmas. So in the meantime, this takes you step by step. And my next one, I'm stripping out anything like all the lists that I had in here. Like, so for example, I posted a list of, all the lottery corporations, because there's a lot of second chance drawings. So I put all the URLs. They changed. So now I took it all out and I'm putting it on the, I put it on the, my website. So now I've got lists on my website, and we're going to be updating my website in 2023. It's going to be new and improved. And if you have any sweepstakes questions, post it in the comments. Otherwise, I'm going to talk about how to find, organize, enter, and win sweepstakes contests and giveaways. Say that 3 times fast. That's very funny. So the first thing that I tell people to do when they're entering is always get an email address just for entering sweepstakes. Believe it or not, I get less spam in my sweepstakes email than I do in my work email, because I'm very careful with it, and I only use it for that. The next thing I recommend is you use a sweepstakes or contest aggregate. Actually, Di recommends some UK ones in here at the end. Where to find giveaways. It's just, like the Prize Finder and Low Quacks, and she posts them on her website, because it's just easier if you go to where they're all aggregated. So if you have any questions, post them in the comments, but it's easy to go where they're all aggregated. The next thing is you need to be organized. So I don't care if you use your browser or another sweepstakes tool. So there's 3 ways you can get organized to enter sweepstakes. 1, you can use your browser. 2, you can use RoboForm, my favorite way. Or 3, you can use a sweepstakes aggregate. The advantage of using your browser is it stays with your computer. And if you use Chrome, your Chrome bookmarks can move from your computer to your phone. So that's one advantage for that. RoboForm, the reason I like RoboForm to organize is it also comes to my phone, because I have it on my phone and on my computer, but because it's called RoboForm everywhere. So not only do I have the bookmarks similar to my browser, but it also can save whole pages, including things like UPC codes and radio buttons, which autofill doesn't do for you. Oops, sorry. And then, so that's one of the reasons I like RoboForm. And then the third way that you can use sweepstakes organization is to actually use some websites like Sweepstakes Advantage, who I just interviewed on YouTube, Sweeps Atlas, Contest Girl, or a couple of the ones off the top of my head that they have an internal sweepstakes organizational system. I think like My Sweeps or Favorites or something. I can't remember what they all call them, but there's a way to save the sweepstakes so you can go back. Now, this is very important when you are entering daily sweepstakes, because if you don't know what you've entered or when you've entered it, how are you going to remember to go back and maximize your odds of winning? You don't. And that's when you're not winning. That's not good. So that's why I recommend using tools to help you organize it. Like I said, I'm a little biased for RoboForm because I've been using it for 20 years. And I have no idea how to sweepstakes without it. But if you have a system and it's working for you, don't change it. You have to be having fun. If you're not having fun, you're not going to win. So that's what I want to share with you about sweepstakes and being organized. Actually, let's look up some of Di's tips on being organized. Might as well share a little bit. Give people like a little bit of sample. Okay, so what does Di say about being organized? This is what I'm reading from. I'll hold it up a little bit so I'm short here. Okay, so she says, in this challenge, you're going to set up spreadsheets to track prizes and competitions. I don't track my competitions in spreadsheets, but I do track my prizes. I'm very behind in updating my book, my sweepstakes wins list, because I got busy and then I just kept forgetting to do it. But I've had a very good year. I've won 2 trips. I've won like a ton of stuff. So I need to go back through and add it all up because it's thousands this year. Yay. I haven't had a year like this since maybe 2009. It's been a minute. Use software to make handy competition lists. Exactly what I just talked about. Establish a daily routine so you don't miss regular comps. Yep. It's just like, you know what? It's just like going to the gym or going to eat healthy, right? People say, well, I entered 3 giveaways and I haven't won. Well, you don't go to the gym for 3 days and go, I haven't lost 50 pounds or I can't, lift, 100 pounds weights yet. Yeah, because it takes consistency over time, just like sweepstakes, just like anything in life. Consistency over time is what gets you the thing. And, I see one of my sweeping sisters here. Yeah, workout. Oh, that is so good. I'm going to steal that. Working out your competition muscles. I'm actually going to write that down. That is so good. Thank you. Sarah, I'm going to give you credit for that. Out your competition muscles. Thank you. Yep. Oh, I'm totally giving you credit for that. That is awesome. And then she said set reminders for daily comps. I kind of do that too. I tell people I use it. I can't show you. I'm on my phone. But what I do is I set alarms for all the radio stations. Someone says you can pin a comment. TikTok says this. Tap comments to pin. Okay, I think I can pin it. Let's see. No, that made me reply to you. No, that's not doing it either. Pin this comment. Oh my God, how fun is that? Thank you, Sarah. Anyway, so radio stations have 3 ways for you to win. One is you can listen and call in to win, which has been around for eons, decades. The second, when they started becoming online, you can go online and win on their website. And now, because not everybody can call in, or they're trying to get more people to listen and feel fair and feel like they can have a chance, is they'll have a queue to text in. So you can either text a keyword with your name, and if they call you back, you get to play a game. Or you register on their website, and if you hear your name, you have 10 minutes to call in to win or play, depending on what promotion they're doing. or the sometimes it's like the 100 like whatever the radio station is. Like I know 107 does this, 107.1 in Toronto does this. The 107th texter wins. So they're trying to do things to allow more people to enter, because being the 7th caller, the 25th caller is really hard, especially on cell phones. There was one radio station still doing the call-in, but it was the classical radio station. And I realized why they were doing the standard call-in, because their entire audience is 80. And the reason it's hard for anybody with a cell phone to get through is because all those people have landlines still, which are faster. So I had somebody message me on, I don't know, one of the videos or in my Instagram or something. And they said, yeah, are you trying that contest? I can't get through. I'm like, yeah, because everybody's 80 and they all have landlines. We're not getting through. Yeah, we're not winning those giveaways. That's so funny. And yeah, so radio station, I love radio station giveaways. Now, right now, I'm not focusing on it, because right after this live, I'm going to do all my dailies, because it's crazy Christmas. I'm so behind on Instagram. Instagram is the busiest I've ever seen it, because it used to be where companies at Christmas time would have it on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and you could go and enter all three to maximize your odds of winning and all these different things that they would do. I see some on Facebook, barely any on Twitter now, and Instagram has gone insane for giveaways. I'm so behind. I could go and sit probably for 3 hours just to catch up. Because, like I said, I've been editing. I'm so proud of myself. I got halfway through this book yesterday. Yeah, so that's what's been going on. So I haven't won any of the Christmas giveaways yet, but I haven't been focused on it like I would like to be. But some of the biggies I've been doing. So we'll see. You never know. It's going to show up. Years ago, Sarah says, years ago I won a fruitcake on Twitter. I'm sorry. That doesn't sound like much of a prize. Poor fruitcake. Everybody likes, they make it. Somebody must be eating it. It's just not me. Yeah, Jen says, I'm very behind on Instagram. I know, right? And I keep forgetting to tag you and stuff. Oh my God, I got to do that. So where do you find sweepstakes? Okay. So I made my website the hub of all things contesting, because there is dozens of websites that are geared to the hobby. They're called sweepstakes aggregates, and they aggregate all the sweepstakes that are legitimate sweepstakes that are eligible for you to enter. And there's all different formats. This is the reason I don't promote specifically one or the other, because you might like the format of one over another. And they all have different features, and some are freemium, some are paid, some are like, there's all different kinds of things. So what I want you to do is go to contestqueen.com and click on resources, and then put find sweepstakes. And I have the entire list there, and poke around. Some have different things you can try. There's so many different, there's dozens. There's sweepstakes fanatics, sweepstakes today, sweepstakes advantage, sweep sheet, who I spoke with today. I had a wonderful chat with them. I'm very excited. I haven't put it in my calendar yet, but I'm interviewing Christine, the owner and editor, on January 11th. So that's going to be a fun With the Contest Queen episode on YouTube and Facebook. So I'm very excited. So there's sweep sheet, there's I win contests, there's just loads of them. There's win prizes online, I think. Oh my God, I always screw up the title of that website. Those people are so nice. I had a chat with them. I'm going to put them in my book this year. I still have to finish their blurb and get them to approve it. There's so many. I like knowing that because remember, there's people behind all these URLs. It's not just blank, faceless websites. these are owned by real people that are passionate about the hobby or like helping people win. And it's so fun to get to know who is the face behind the URL. And a lot of them go to the conventions. As I was talking to Christine, I had never met Carl from Sweepstakes or Sweeps Atlas, but he was in the Arizona one in 2021, but the border was closed, or 2021, yeah, 2021, and I couldn't go because the border was closed. And I missed meeting him, but it's going back to Arizona. I'm so excited. I've already got my ticket and everything. So I should message him. I'm hoping he'll be there. So I've never met him and his wife, but it's, where do you go to win cruises? Okay. So when you're in the sweepstakes aggregates, so pick one, for example, it's, let me see. I wonder if I could do it on my iPad. Let's see if this works as a teaching tool. I just bought this iPad this year because mine was dying. I'd had it since 2013. It wasn't working anymore. Oh, come on. Open up. Okay. I'm going to turn the volume off. Okay, so let me go to Safari. And let me give you an example. We'll go to Sweepstakes Fanatics because it's very convenient because he has this list at the top. I have to dim the screen. Hold on. It's too bright to show. Okay, what is happening here? Okay. How do I dim the screen now? Oh my gosh. Where'd it go? Oh my goodness. They've moved all the settings on me. How did they do that? I hate it when things change. Okay. Anyway. Okay, I'll see if I can... You can kind of see. Okay. Is the screen still flipped? Yeah. Okay. So, across the top, which is very difficult to see, it says Home, Entry Limit, Prize, Ends, and Instant Wins. So, you want to win. You tap on Prize and you get a huge list. Sorry, I can't read backwards. These are reading glasses. And this font is small for me. So, you can do search, beauty, like search, all prize search, beauty, camping, cars, cash, clothing, computers, cruises, Disney, electronics, food, gift cards, grilling, hobbies, home, jewelry, music, movies, sports, TVs, tickets, vacations. So some of them would be duplicated, like Disney and vacations could be together, cruises. So if you want cruises, we'll just tap on cruises. This is all the cruise sweepstakes. All the cruise sweepstakes. Now, there's not a lot of them. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 right now that is entering. So, you can try that. But if you want, so you head over. This one's big. Carnival's giving away 50 cruises. Right? So you can try that. Another thing you can do is you can just tap on vacations, and sometimes you can win airline points, and you could use that for a trip. So there's tons. There's everything from the Super Bowl to... See, here's one. Okay, so it's not a cruise, but it says Pioneer Holiday Tradition Sweepstakes. Win $4,000 cash towards the holiday trip of your dreams, so you can just use it and buy a cruise. Right? You know, like, and then if you don't just want cruises, like, look, you can win Disney Movies Insider Magical Celebration Sweepstakes. Win a trip for 4 to Walt Disney World, Orlando, Florida. And it started limit of 100 entries per person. And it gives you all the details. So that's why the aggregates are good, because look, they outline what the prize is with the enter here button, so you don't have to go hunting. It tells you how often you can enter, who is eligible to enter, when did it start, when did it end, and a link to the official rules. But they've already made this easy for you, so you might not have to go read it. Then they write out what the grand prize is. Now, this one is a huge grand prize, so it's big. And then they talk about other people getting a Disney gift card. So that's how they do it. So you can tap on the different ones, right? Here's another one. You can win a trip to Nashville. So it gives you the trip, the enter here. It's a single entry, so enter once and forget it. Now, that site is Sweepstakes Fanatics, but there's a lot of them. So I'm going to show you on Contest Queen, my site, where you can go poke around. So when you come to my site, oh my gosh, why does it look so wonky here? Look at that. It's all wonky. Ugh. I'm redoing my whole site. My goal is to redo my whole site for 2023. That's going to be a big job because it's a big site. Okay, so if you tap on, the three little bars, you go down. I know. See, this is why I have to redo my site. Too much stuff. We're going to thin it out. We're going to put my website on a diet. So you're going to go under US Resources and you're going to tap Find Sweepstakes. And then you're going to type aggregates. Now, look at this huge list of aggregates that I have. Oops, it just faded away in the... There you go. You can kind of see it. I have a huge list of aggregates. So you can go, and they're all in alphabetical order, right? So like you can go to win prizes online. So here's another site. It's the last one on the list. You can be a power sweeper. They have a new blog. Oh, they added a blog. Nice. You can log in now. You have to be a member to get all the sweeps, but it's free to join. They have right on the front, they have weekly, monthly, and all time. And then under here, they have the directory, right? You can see the directory. So they have new sweeps, ending sweeps. Sometimes some people's strategy is to enter on the last day. Most popular sweepstakes, favorites. So favorites would be when you join, and remember I said the organizational system. So you can do apparel, electronics, hobby, shopping, car, cash, travel. So they have 109 travel. So they don't specifically make it a cruise, but they have vacation. 12 days of giveaways, Merrill all the way. This one's ending on the 12th, right? Giving away 12 prizes, including a Luke Combs concert. And then, so this one's a little bit different. You see the format's different, but that's the point. You need, and see, some of them are the same. Like there's that same one to Nashville. Like all the big ones end up on the same sites. But there's different ones here. Mind you, they sort it different, so they might have been on the other one. But there's a different format. So this one shows you the name of the sweepstakes, the top prize. It's got to read more, how they've listed it. Someone posted it, right, by, Jimmy John's is the sponsor. Power entry, which is a feature they have if you sign up. Enter now. Ends, it gives you the end date. When they added it, entered by how many people, and the prize value. So everyone shows different stuff. Okay, so there's lots of different ones. So just go poke around and see what format you like, right? So there's lots of aggregates. Like I'll show one more and then I'll answer some questions. So like for me, right? This is Sweepstakes Bible. I haven't talked to them in a long time, but look at cash, cars, trips, gift cards, tickets, trucks, home makeovers. And then they've got single, daily, right? Add to your favorites list of daily. See, they all have different features, which is why I want people to go and check the different ones out, because you might like one set style more than another. And I don't know what you like, so I can't recommend. Okay. Any recommendation for trying to win a car? Enter. Seriously, enter. And also do searches for car giveaways, and any giveaway that has more barriers to entry, like if it's a creative sweepstakes, like you have to be creative and it's judged, it's going to be way harder to win because you have to enter and put in the effort, which means less people are going to enter. So if you're really creative, you can win. But otherwise, a lot of them are just submit an entry. I was going to ask earlier if timing matters. Kind of. So, for example, I was asked how instant win prizes work. And I'm also a sweepstakes marketer. So how instant win prizes work is a company will use sweepstakes software to set up the back end of the promotion. So this is the stuff that nobody sees. What they do with the back end of the promotion is they will put in all the parameters. So they will say, here's the start date and time, here's the end date and time, we have this many instant prizes, and the computer randomizes them. Now, some contests you'll see where they're going away. We're giving away a prize an hour. We have one company that does that every summer. They give away a prize an hour. So they program it to give this many prizes away. So they have so many. They program it to give one away an hour, but then they randomize the prizes. So some of them are t-shirts and one of them's a car. Yeah, you can instantly win a car. I won a hot tub 2 years ago from that. Talk about timing. It was 6:30 in the morning and I entered a code because it was a pin code contest. You know, some of the caps have codes in them. So I entered the code. Boom, a hot tub popped up. I was like, yes. But then this year, nothing. I didn't get anything. Usually I win in the first 2 weeks of the contest. So I won this headset. And then that was in like May. And then at the end of July, I won the hot tub. The year before, I'd won a Kindle. Before that, it was a Keurig. So many like good prizes. And this year, nothing. 2 weeks before it ended, I won a t-shirt. I'm like, I'm taking it because otherwise I'm not going to have anything from this one. But George, like, we love ginger ale. He drinks tons of ginger ale in this house. It's a ginger ale and it's a ginger ale t-shirt. He loves it. So, oh well. Yeah. So Sarah says, I remember one year the rim people won a bunch at the end because of the unclaimed prizes. Yeah, that's kind of weird. That's the one and only contest I've ever seen that did that. And some guy had usually that's not how the timing works though. So what they were saying is if nobody hit the time exactly, the prize got rescheduled into the end, which was weird. Normally what happens is if it's set for, 9:02 p.m. and I enter at like 9:03 and nobody else entered, or I enter at 9:02 and 30 seconds, I'm the closest one right after it triggered, I would get the congratulations, you won notification. But I don't know it's at 9:02. That's the problem. I just entered. I just happened to enter at that time and I hit it. Like I did that. It's near the end of a giveaway. You can only enter 4 times per person. Each one has an instant win component. I didn't win anything and I was behind and it was near the end. So a lot of people entered at the beginning of the giveaway. Because I was a scallywag or a lollygagger, maybe I'm a scallywag too. I was a lollygagger. I entered George's last potential win and we hit an instant prize and he got a $50 NBA store gift card, which I've already spent, by the way. He doesn't know it yet because I got his notification email and I went in and I claimed it and I bought 2 shirts on sale and I paid a little extra and they're going in the Christmas stockings. But he doesn't know yet and he's not here, so he can't hear this. Yeah. So I'm using his win for his Christmas present. Oh my God, it's kind of funny. I love this hobby. So Canadian. Oh, okay, so let me do some Canadian ones. This hobby is a global hobby. So, oh no, not this again. Come on. Oh, here we go. Okay, so let's go back to, okay, how do I, oh, there's the X's. Okay, so if I go up here again, now I do the tap on my website and I go to the master list and I go to Canadian resources, right? I go down here and I tap on find contests and contest aggregates. There's too many steps here. I'm going to dial these back in the new website. My website is Contest Queen. I don't know if you can see that. And then there's a much shorter list. It fits on the whole page for Canada. There's a few Quebec ones in here. Like you'll notice there's ones that are in French. So for example, I use contestcanada.net. A lot of people like Contest Girl and Red Flag Deals. So it's very similar, right? You've got your different things. So they have some featured giveaways right on the front. Oh, the lighting's terrible. It's hard to see. Oh, if I put it on an angle, you can see. Okay. And, oh, thank you. And then up here at the very top, oh, sorry, down the side, it's kind of hard to see. This list here is the same. So you've got dailies, auto, blogs, cash, clothing, that kind of thing. So we could hit travel. Oh, I hit toys and games. Okay, I'm going to make it bigger and hit travel. Okay. So, and then again, you get your list. Now, the reason I like this one, because I'm so behind in my sweepstakes hobby, they email me a list of everything they added yesterday. So I just have it in my email and I don't even use the website. Like I don't go to the website every day. I go through the emails and I pick the ones I want to enter and I open them and then I enter them and I add them to my system on RoboForm. But like I said, that's how I like to do it. You might not like that. You might like Contest Girl, for example. So let me show you Contest Girl. Contest Girl is like this. And actually, Contest Girl is also Canadian and American. Right here, she has both. And then, so I'll pick something. So I'll pick dailies, for example, for Canadian. Now you notice right here, it's so small, a Canadian and American flag. So that one's open to both. And then if I go here for daily, say to the American ones, so it's American flag. Oh, that one's Canadian and American flag. So you will find it on both. Okay. So if you sign up for her site, log in, you can have something called, where did it go? Oh my goodness. All right. I think I have to log in and then it would be, there's a section called My Sweepstakes. So, or My Contest. You see here, add to My Contest. Oops, I just touched something and went off to somewhere. I don't know. Add to My Contest and you have your contest list and you can go and save there. So there's lots of sites. That's what I mean. Like you see, everything I've showed you, each one is completely different than the other. And there's still more formats than what I've showed you. So you really need to go and pick what you like. Right. Jen says, absolutely. Everybody likes something different. And the reason I don't like to promote one over the other because what I like and what works for me might not work for you. I hope that helps. Okay. Oh, what do you think of Publishers Clearinghouse? Yeah, I just did a video. I haven't posted it yet because I spaced them out. The odds are dismal. I don't waste my time. Their odds, like if you do a Google search, Publishers Clearinghouse odds of winning, and it's something like 1.2 billion. The odds of winning the Powerball is something like 237 million. So your odds of winning the Powerball are way better than winning the Publishers Clearinghouse sweepstakes. I'm not wasting my time on that one. Coco Place. What was the contest called? Oh, there's like hundreds of contests. So go to contestqueen.com and just start searching in the resources. I should make a note of that, right? Remove steps. I've hired a virtual assistant And I'm talking to my webmaster now about redoing the whole site for 2023 because it's terrible. It looks like an 80s basement with paneling on it. It's like, it was new in 2015. But by 2023, an 8-year-old site looks dated. So it needs a whole fresh. Actually, I've had that same logo since 2005. So it's almost 20 years old. And I think it's a little dated. So I've actually asked them to redo my logo. How crazy is that? Contest Queen, is that website free? Ooh, okay, my website, Contest Queen, is free to use. You can just go to Contest Queen and click on everything in the site. I have blogs. Like if there's a topic you want to learn about, if you go to the search, I've been writing blog posts since 2008. Now we're cleaning it up and taking out all the old redundant stuff that doesn't exist anymore and all that. And we're refreshing all the stuff that's kind of nobody's seen for a few years, but is still totally applicable. So we're refreshing all of that. But, my brain just had a hiccup. Okay, so, but go through and for the search and type out what you're looking for. So if you're like, oh, I wonder about Facebook, go to the search, type in the word Facebook, and all my blogs that I've ever written about Facebook will pop up. So you can do that. So and then if you go to resources and click on, if you click on 5 steps to begin winning, I link to all the different things and I walk you through what you should be doing each step. And that's going to help you too. And there's a pop-up when you get onto my site for the first time, there's a pop-up and I have created, it's a little wonky looking, but it's cute. That's another reason I want to get my website redone. I'm also going to rebrand everything. So it's going to be like more cohesive, but the information's still valid. It's a sweepstakes starter kit. New here. Have you won a lot of sweepstakes? Yes, I have won a lot of sweepstakes. I've been entering since 2001 and I've won close to $400,000 in prizes. And I've won 24 trips. Those are my favorite things to win. I have yet to win a car. I've won $2,500 cash, but probably, I don't even know how much in gift cards. Cause like last year I won $1,000 in Visa. Oh no, I won more. Was it 2001? Oh no, I won almost $2,000 in Visa gift cards. I just spent $200 in gift card. Oh, I won a $25 Visa gift card last week. Like, are those cash? I don't know. Yeah. So Cindy, what I do is, oh my gosh. My brain just had a hiccup. Yeah. Search through my site and start there. I lost that train of thought. I don't know. It went off in left field. Deborah says, it's okay to enter on iPad. I don't have a computer. Yeah. You know what? I know some people that don't like to enter on their computer. They sit at night with their iPad. So this is a mini. You might have a bigger one. I like the size of the mini. I don't know why. And they prefer the iPad. Now, the disadvantage to the iPad, and I actually haven't tried it yet on this new one, is that RoboForm doesn't work as well. So you'll have to use autocomplete. And then I recommend you use one of those websites that allows you to organize your favorites. So you can remember to go back daily. Because on an iPad, I'm assuming you don't have a keyboard. It's going to be harder for you to type out like that and to save things. So I recommend pick an aggregate that allows you to save. So I would use something like, I'm going to assume you're in the States, Sweepstakes Advantage or Sweeps Atlas, but go poke around. There might be some others. I don't think Sweepstakes Fanatics allows you to do that. Some people like Sweetie Sweeps, but I'm not so familiar with Wendy's site. You might like Contest Girl. But the bigger ones are like Sweeps Atlas and Sweepstakes Advantage. I'm trying to think of some others on my aggregate site that might be organized like that. Let me just go back here. and look at the list. Maybe sweepstakes today. Hang on, let me check. He might have a sweep feature. He's fun. He's got like, look at little Mr. Sweepy. Yeah, I know Craig owns this site and he is really nice. Like, again, he's got prize categories and sweepstakes categories. So you can do dailies, drop box, instant wins, second chance drawings. So he divides them up. Let me see. I'm not logging into his site, but he might have a way to set them up. Go to comments, click here to be logged in. Yeah, I haven't used his site. Oh, yeah, wait. I think you can do this. Oh, yeah, My Lucky List. That's what I knew he had it. So, yeah, you could use sweepstakes today, too, because then you have My Lucky List, the ones that you save that you want to come back to. So I would recommend using one where you can get organized if you're only using an iPad. And there's so many fun sites. So go check them all out. Poke around. Oh, Cindy. Oh my God, look at you. Sweeps Atlas, Sweepstakes Advantage, Contest Girl, and Sweepstakes Today. Look at that. She's keeping you up to date. Do you pay anything? I don't, because all the ones in Canada really don't have a pay feature. Other ones like Sweepstakes Advantage are what they call freemium. Sweeps Atlas is like that, where you can use so much of the site for free, and then if you pay extra, you can get the full site. I say pay for it, because the amount that you're going to pay, you're going to win. One win will pay for it. So if I was in the United States, I'd be subscribing. Absolutely. There's not enough Canadian giveaways. I really need to become an American, because the amount my friends south of the border can win compared to me is like night and day. Like Tom Cavalli, if I win contests, wins. He does unboxings all the time. I'm like, I look like I don't win anything. The other problem I have is I enter to win stuff that doesn't have unboxings. Like, I love tickets. So it's, like I went and saw A Christmas Tea with George. So I try and film them, but it's not the same as opening a box. We went and saw the Eagles for free because I won tickets, but there's nothing to unbox. They message me on an email. They send me the tickets to my Ticketmaster account, and I go to the concert. There's no unboxing. Like, people love to see the boxes open and the stuff come out. And I don't win as much of that stuff. I win, like I won a trip to Mexico. So if you go back in my TikTok feed, you'll see me in Mexico. And I was trying the different, I'm taking an Instagram course and a TikTok course. And so they're teaching you different video techniques and stuff. And I saw one where these people, they're all at the airport and they got the luggage and they put the phone down and they step on it and then they step off and they go like this and they're in Paris. I'm like, oh, we have to try that, George. And then all week I was trying to find a good place to that would look like Mexico, because we were on the resort. And my sister was getting annoyed because it was a really good trip. It was a trip for 4. Actually, I won a gift card and I took 4 of us to Mexico. Oh my God. So I went with my boyfriend and my sister and my brother-in-law. Oh my God, it was so good. That was probably one of my best favorite all-time wins, because when she turned 50, when I turned 50, I said, okay, she took me away to Cuba for a holiday, and I thought, okay, when she turns 50, I'll take her. Well, that year we had gone on a trip and then we went to a destination wedding, and then that fall she got married. So I had no time and no money to take her away. And then I was kind of broke by the end of all the traveling and my business and all the stuff that was going on. So I didn't buy her a wedding present. I was feeling guilty. And then everything shut down and my business just all my clients disappeared, because I'm a sweepstakes marketer. So of course everything stopped. There was no sweepstakes. I'd go to contest pages, they'd be blank. I'm like, this is horrible. That's why I started writing more books, because I didn't have anything else to do. There was no sweepstakes to enter and there was no work. So then I I went away on vacation. George took me away to the Dominican for my birthday earlier this year. And I said, look, I really want to take them away because I didn't take her when she was 50. I didn't buy them a wedding present. I'm feeling guilty. They didn't go on honeymoon because they were going to go in the spring. Everything shut down. So I put it out to the universe. I want to take them away. Well, here I am thinking, okay, I got to finish my next book. I got to pay off my credit cards. I got to do this. I got to do that. What do I teach? Focus on the end result. Don't worry about the how. And here I am worrying about the how. Hello, teacher, take your own advice. So then I get home. We're home on a Monday. Thursday or Friday, I get an email. Friday, I get an email from an agency in the States saying, hey, could you just share this to a few of your friends? Do me a favor, because I know the guy that owns the agency, and he's like, I just need a little boost on it. So I didn't get paid for it, but I just posted it on my Facebook page and tweeted it out. Like I have a viral marketing service that I help clients get their promotions out, and you'll see me blog about it, tweet about it, TikTok about it, all that stuff. And, but I just shared it for, goodwill, because then, he'll give me business next time. And I was reading the rules and I realized it was the only Super Bowl contest open to Canadians, and it was booking.com, and they were giving away 100 trips. I'm like, oh, I'm winning one of those. So during the Super Bowl, we have internet TV. So I said to George, I need an American feed. I need the American commercials. So we're watching the Super Bowl, and what you had to do is take a picture during the commercials and Facebook it, tweet it, or Instagram it to booking.com and use the contest hashtag and say something about the picture. For 4.5 hours, I was solid. So all the commercials, and then I was like Facebooking, I'm entering. I barely had time to eat. Like as soon as the players come on the field, I'm like socialing, like posting, commercial, posting. I managed to get in one piece of pizza. I wore down my battery to 3%. Like I didn't even, I'm like, oh my God, I gotta win. Finally, they're playing, it's finished. You had till midnight tenor, but George's like, come on, you've been doing this for 4.5 hours. You need to stop. We're going to bed. I'm like, but I really want to win. So the next morning, nothing. I was so disappointed. I thought, oh, for sure I'm going to win. And I'm like, hello, you run giveaways for a living. How long do you think it takes a company to vet 100 potential winners, right? Because we look at your accounts behind the scenes to make sure you're real before we send you a message, right? Like if you're got 0 posts and 0 followers, but you're following 5,000 people and your picture is gray and you have no bio, you look like a bot. We won't contact you. So, you got to go through and check everybody out, make sure they're real people. Especially on like Instagram, you got to have public accounts because they need to reach you. They need to contact you. If they have no way to contact you, you're not going to win. So then, Tuesday morning, I get a tweet from booking.com that says, check your DMs. And I'm like, oh, I so won this. And I check the DMs and it says, congratulations, you're one of our potential winners. And I'm like, yes. And I wanted to use it. So now with booking.com, I could use it anywhere. And, thank you, Cindy. With booking.com, you can use it anywhere. And I had already said when we were in the Dominican, I really want to go back to Mexico. I'd only been to Mexico once. Now, you're going to love this. This is really funny. Hi, Angela. I had Angela on my live stream once. Maybe I'll invite her later to come on live with me. She's funny. Yeah, I'm going to tell this story quick, and then I'm going to invite her to come on. You're going to come on with me, Angela? Oh my God, now I lost my train of thought. I got to go back. So where was I in the story? Oh yeah, so I win this trip and I'm still in bed, and I get out of bed and I come out in my underwear, and George is sitting there having his coffee, and I go, we're going to Mexico. And he just looks at me and goes, now it's really funny. Oh, here, let me invite you. I think I do it. I think I just tapped this. Okay. Yeah. So, while she's coming on here, I think you have to do your face.
How do I do it?
Oh my God, I can't hear you. Hold on. I have to
Hold
take off
on.
my mic. I hope this doesn't.
Hello? Hold on.
Okay, here. I'm going to switch a headset because that way I can hear you. I've never gone live with somebody else before. I can hear you.
I don't
Oh
know
my
how
God,
to
this is
do
so
it.
fun. Okay. I don't know either. But here, let me finish I'm going to finish
Okay.
my story, and then you have to tell the story of how your sister won a car on the very first contest she ever entered.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Can you hear me?
That's the best story. I can hear you.
Okay, good.
Oh, you know what? I just stuck in my headset. I hope that means that sound is still going through the live stream. Can everybody else hear you or her too? You gotta let me know because I don't know. I've never done this before. Anyway, there's enough people here. Someone should say something. I hope everyone can hear. Anyway, um, so here's what's, oh, good. Cindy can hear. So what you could do is you have to, the contest parameters, you have to follow the rules. So I've only been to Mexico once. There's thousands of resorts in Mexico. So we're looking the booking.com site. We pick all these resorts we want to go to. And then I say to send the list off to the travel agent. She comes back to me and says, you can't go to any of those resorts. They're Spanish owned. And the terms and conditions on the hotel say the credit card that books the hotel has to be the one that checks in. So they're automatically excluded. Then the rules stated that if you, you spent more than $5,000 to book the trip, you could just pay the difference. I'm like, I'm okay with that. Um, but there was no provision for me to do that. So I had to find a resort that allowed me to check into the hotel and was under $5,000. And the only resort in all of Mexico that fit those parameters was the one I had been to before. So I went again and it was still fun. But I'm like, I really would like to try a different resort in Mexico. Oh my God, she figured it out while I was telling the story.
Yay.
And so that's what you'll see in the videos. Oh my God, it's so fun. I haven't seen you in forever.
I know. I look
So,
terrible, but oh well, who
oh no,
cares?
you don't. You look great. You always look fab. I always like seeing your pictures online.
Oh,
So,
you're
okay, now I'm going to shut up and you have to tell this crazy story.
do you want the long version or the short version? Or
Well,
in
I don't know. It's
between?
9 o'clock. How long is the long version?
Oh no. Okay, I'll tell like an in between version. Okay, so I used to sweepstake all the time. And I was a die hard. And I tried forever to win a car. And I would go to sweepstakes meetings in my hometown. At the time I lived in Atlanta, Georgia. So I would go to meetings and I mean I was heavily involved. Now my sister was had just had a couple of babies and she was not that involved in sweepstaking. But one night I was over at her house and I'm like, please sweepstake with me. Please sit down and sweepstake with me. So she kind of begrudgingly did it. And there was this NASCAR Hostess Cupcake sweepstakes to win a car. So I so I gave her the entries. I mean, it's like her very first sweepstakes ever, like entering anything. And so I gave her the envelope. I gave her the cards because it was a second chance drawing. And I had just gone to a Hallmark that was going out of business, and they had NASCAR stickers. So I bought a bunch of them, and I was like, "Hey, Steph, put these on your envelope because you know it might help." So she did. She covered her envelope with it. So she turns it in, and then I don't know, like a month or two later, she gets an affidavit. The FedEx truck comes, and she gets an affidavit, and it's a trip for her and her husband to go to Miami, all expense paid trip to do a turnkey to see if they won the car. And there was like 10 other people that won this chance. So she is like huge pregnant. She's so pregnant, she's not sure the doctor is going to even let her fly. But she gets the okay from her doctor and they fly down. It was perfect because they were so broken. It was their honeymoon. So it was like a perfect little vacation. Even if they didn't win the car, it was like perfect. You know, it was going to be a great trip for them. So they went down there and they go to NASCAR and they sit through this like whole race of NASCAR. And then it's time for them to try to win the car. And so I had heard, my dad and I had gone to a meeting and we heard that if you ever have a chance to draw the key out. Like if you could be the first person, or not even first, but if you're filling around for a key, try to get the key that's opposite of all the other keys, and that's usually the winner. So by luck, she was drawn number one. She was like the first person to pull the keys, right?
Oh,
So
I
she
forgot about
feels
this part.
she feels around for the keys, and all of them have like teeth on them except for one key that was smooth. So she picks the smooth one because she had remembered what we told her. And then so then they proceed, everybody gets a key, then they proceed to go. So my sister is number one, so she goes and she tries to crank the car does not crank at all. So the second person go, the third person go. Finally, they get down to the last people, and they're like hugging each other. They're like jumping up and down and crying, like, "Oh my gosh, we won!" They're like, "Do we still even have to turn it?" And they're like, "Yes, per the rules, you have to try the key and you have to get in and turn it." So the person gets in, turns the key, it doesn't crank. So then they're like, so then
The
they go, "Okay, we're
marketing
gonna
people
have
must be like, oh no.
right." So then they're like, "We're gonna have to start all over again." And they're like, "Somebody didn't push in the clutch because the manual car." And my sister had never driven a manual car before. So once they said push in the clutch, she got back in and she started the engine. So she won the car.
Oh, those poor people.
I know,
I
I feel
can
so bad
imagine.
for
Can
them.
you imagine? Because, yeah, everybody goes, it doesn't start. You're the last one. You have a key. You think,
Right.
this is mine.
I know, I
And
feel
then it
bad.
doesn't start. Oh
Right.
my God.
I know. And then the cool thing was that they weren't even sure how like they were going to get the car back to Atlanta because this was I think in Miami, right? Yeah, it was in Miami. So, but what they did is they were like, just go to your local dealership. You know, they sent the car. Are you still there? Okay.
Oh, yeah, we had an Amber Alert pop up, so I
Okay.
just shut it off.
They sent the car to her local dealership, but what was so great is when she got there, it wasn't the exact same car. It was an upgraded car. It was like the next year with all the bells and whistles.
Oh,
So
darn.
it ended up being perfect. Now she didn't know how to drive a stick, so my roommate had to go with her to pick up the car. And she very slowly drove the car back to my sister's garage where it sat there because she was like, I really need like a mommy mobile, like a van. So the plan, like, I think she had to keep the car 2 or 3 months before she could turn it back into the dealership. I think per the rules or whatever. So she kept this car in the garage until she could turn it back in the dealership to get another car. But it ended up being her kid had special needs and she needed to stay home for a year. So it was a blessing in disguise because she could sell the car back to the dealership and had enough money to live off of that entire year so she didn't have to go to work. She could concentrate on the baby getting better. So
Oh, that's good.
yeah, so it ended up being it was great. It was a great.
Yeah, it's amazing how it all works out, right? But
Yes,
still,
definitely.
right? There's people that my friend Carol McLaughlin, who I've known from the sweepstakes community, and I met her at my very first convention in 2006. No, five, sorry, 2005.
Uh-huh.
And she started when she was a teenager entering, and it took her 40 years to win a car. And your
I'm still working
sister,
on it.
on your encouragement, first out of the gate,
First out of the
car,
gate.
trip and car.
Yes, trip and car. Trip
Trip and car. Like,
exactly.
boom. That's the thing, right? That's what I tell people. You don't know.
You don't know.
Carol had won lots of other things. She'd been on trips. She'd done this. She'd done just car. The car was the only thing that eluded her.
Uh-huh.
Finally got it. Your sister first out of the gate. And that's not the only story I've heard of. Like there was a woman, she sent me her story from my first book, and she had seen a drawing at the bank, and she entered, and then the bank called, and of course when the bank calls, what do you think? Something's wrong.
Right,
What's
right.
wrong with my account? Like, oh my God, why is the bank calling me? They don't call me. Like, did somebody take all my money out of my account? What's going on? And they had won the car,
That's
and it was the first
amazing.
sweepstakes she ever entered,
That's
and she
really
won a
good.
car
That's really
from the
good.
bank. So you don't know. That's the thing, right? It could be you could win out of the gate, or it could take 40 years, but that's the
And then
fun of
there
it. You
there
don't know.
there were people in my sweepstaking group that won multiple cars. I mean, I
Oh
swear they'd win
yeah.
like a car a year. I'm like, how do you guys do this? But I mean,
I yeah.
they were pretty
Th-
gung ho, like they were entering all the time. I've
yeah,
always
but
been
there's
kind of
people that did that. There was one year There was like a GM contest. I remember this from like the second or third convention I
Yeah.
went to.
Yes. I
You
remember
had
that.
to mail in. They were giving away like 500 or 1,000 cars or
I,
some insane number.
I sent an insane amount of entries into that contest, and that was right before my sister won her car.
Did you win?
No, no, I did not win.
No. Then they were announcing, I think it was after it had closed, and what they were announcing at the convention was who there had won a car. They got a list and how many entries they mailed in. Some people have won a car and mailed in like 1,500. So I have
Right.
no idea how much time and postage that would have taken. Because
Right.
stamps were at the time, I think, 50 cents. What are stamps now?
Oh, they're like 58, I think. 58, 59,
Maybe
something
it was
like that.
45. Anyway, so
Yeah.
let's round it up to 50 cents. It's a nice even number. And then you're 3x5 and the envelope. So that costs money and time because you have to fill them all out. And then you have to stamp them and then you got to mail them out in increments so they get dispersed through the whole thing. So you've got like 1,200 entries, say times 50. So $600 in stamps plus all their time. And then there's other people that go, yeah, I just mailed in 10 and
Yeah.
they won a car. And other people are like, seriously, I mailed in hundreds and nothing. And other
And
people are like, yeah,
you
I
could
mailed
go,
in one and I won. Like,
you could even go to the dealership to win. And I tried to go to the dealership to win, but I didn't win that either. So, there was,
right?
yeah,
It's
there was a lot of
amazing
things.
how it really is random. That's what people say to me. Well, it's not random. No, trust me, it is random.
It's
Because if it
definitely
wasn't
random.
random, everybody who entered the big amounts would win, and the people who entered a few times wouldn't. And that's not the case. There was people that entered 100, and people that
Mhm.
entered 1,200. Some people entered like,
Two. Really. Yeah.
two.
Yeah.
Some people entered, and different levels won. I remember one was 7. I'm like, why? I guess 7 was her lucky number. She sent in 7.
Yeah.
And she won 7 sweepstakes. Oh, that's interesting. I just noticed that when I made you live, my little sticker that says "Learn to Win Giveaways" disappeared.
Oh, I see it. I see it.
That's
It's still
weird. You
there.
see it. I don't. I love TikTok. It's so wonky and it's so fun. I am terrible. I scroll TikTok like off and on all day and
Oh,
I
yeah.
see the wildest things. And I've learned so much from TikTok,
Oh, yeah. Me too. Me too.
like crazy things. Like, did you know when your dishwasher finishes, if you open the door and put in a tea towel hanging over the door, like most of the tea towels in the thing and just like gently close the door, but like don't shove it closed, but just close it. The towel absorbs all the moisture and there's no more spots on your dishes.
Oh, wow.
I learned that on TikTok. Who
Good
knew?
stuff. Who
It's
knew?
all kinds of stuff like that. I'm like, I didn't know any of this.
I know. I know.
Oh, and the recipe videos. Oh, those are the worst because I have so many saved and I've made some of them and they're
That's good.
delicious.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, I don't really do the recipes that much, but I'm a crafter, so I watch a lot of the crafting videos.
Yeah, and that's the thing. The trouble is once you start watching a certain kind, the algorithm will keep
Right.
showing you more. And actually, if you sweepstakes, this is what I figured out. If you sweepstakes, the algorithm will work in your favor and
Mm.
show you more. So, for example, if I go on Instagram, like that's the big one on here for the contesting, especially this December. If I go to Instagram and I go to my entry, I have an account. Oh, I haven't added it here. Oh, that's not good. I don't know my password off the top of my head. Anyway, if you go to your feed and if you start entering a lot of sweepstakes, the
Wait, on
algorithm's going to
Instagram or
start showing
TikTok?
you more sweepstakes. It's going to come in your favor.
Wait, are you doing this on TikTok or Instagram?
Instagram. I was going to try and show you guys Instagram,
Okay.
but I have, okay, so here's the other thing. I have a business account and I have a personal account. I've got a blog I haven't finished about this, but I don't win as the contest queen. Like when
Right.
Twitter first started, oh, I'd win all the time as the contest queen. But as the marketing got more sophisticated, I stopped winning as the contest queen. So, oh, Joy, I have to answer this question for you in a second. She wants to know why Instagram start letting her tag people. You are now in Instagram jail. I'll give you the why. So, and Tom told me this a long time ago, Tom Cavalli of I Win Contest. He goes, you have to split your hobby and your business. And after I entered some big TikTok contests as a contest queen and I didn't win, and one contest I think was giving away 7 prizes and like only 5 people entered. So I'm like, I kind of should have won,
Oh
but
yeah.
I didn't get the prize. And I'm like, huh. So I turned around, I made a personal account and I start entering as me instead of the contest queen. And what do you know? The very first one I won, very first one I entered, I won. And I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, it's
Because they think you're
optics.
spam. They just think you're spam now.
Oh no, they don't think I'm spam.
No.
The
Oh, they
optics
know
of
you're.
giving the contest queen, who's helped others win millions of dollars in cash and prizes, a prize looks bad
Gotcha.
because the sponsor will go, so say it's an agency running it. The sponsor goes, so who won my giveaway? Do they like my products? No, she just enters giveaways.
Oh. Mm-hmm. That
That's
doesn't
what they
good.
think, even though I have a white paper from ePrize before they changed their name to Hello World that shows the statistics of how sweepers make better customers and buy more stuff.
Oh yeah. Oh yes.
But
It's
the
true.
optics is not that. So, Joy, how do you get out of tagging jail? I can comment, but I can't tag. So, you have to wait. Meta kind of sucks in this arena. Did you get a notification on how long you cannot comment for? Because sometimes it's 24 hours, sometimes it could be 7 days. I've seen people in Instagram jail for 30.
Oh.
I know, and December's the worst time. This is why some sweepers have 2 or 3 accounts at Christmas time because they get blocked. Oh, then no notification. Oh, that's even worse. I don't know what Meta's been doing. Um, so what happens is they'll enter for like 1 week as one name, and then they enter so much they end up in Instagram jail. So then they go to the second account they have, and then they'll enter until they end up in Instagram jail. And then by then they can either go back to the first account or they go to their third account and they go and they enter like crazy. So they're not really cheating because cheating would be if they entered from all 3 accounts. They're only jumping account to account to stay out of jail.
Right.
It's like taking on a new pseudonym or something.
Hey, I signed up on your I guess it was your Facebook page where I said that people could use my Instagram to tag me, right? So that's how I find all the sweepstakes because people are tagging me left and right.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Once you start getting sweepstakes friends and they start tagging you and you're tagging them, so not only is your feed getting full of giveaways, um, you're getting notifications or messages. And I also don't like how they've done that. They're all going like into messages and stuff. It's very confusing.
Mm-hmm.
So
Sure.
people say to me, I don't like it. How do I fix it? And I'm like, you can't. Mark Zuckerberg's gone crazy. You can't. You just have to deal with it.
I did want to let people know that just because I didn't win the car doesn't mean I haven't won other great prizes. So
Oh, that's true too. Like
yes,
you're like I call you like you're like a sweepy queen too. That's the
I
thing. I
I go in
use
and out.
sweepstakes. I use contest queen as a marketing monitor because well I am, but I'm not the only one.
Oh no, no, no. I've
Oh
won
no,
I won a cruise, I've won a shopping spree, gift
nice. A
cards, all kinds
shopping spree.
of
Oh
stuff.
wait,
The rack
you
room
told
shoes.
me this. Wasn't this the shoe one? Oh, you
Yes.
have to tell that story again because you told it on YouTube, but nobody on TikTok knows this one.
Okay. So we were having a company Christmas party. I'm a paralegal. It's my real job. I'm a paralegal. And it was the
Yeah, I
very
know. You don't just win for a living.
no. My very first I was in ministry for like 10 years before I went into law. And my very first law firm job, they were having this big Christmas party like at the country club. And I didn't have any of those like fancy clothes type stuff. Sorry for my southern accent. But
Oh, I love
um,
it.
so I didn't really have like dress clothes, dressy clothes. So I went to go buy a dress. And then right after I bought the dress, I was like, I need a pair of shoes. So I went into Rack Room Shoes to buy a pair of shoes for the ball. And while I was there, there was a drop box. And I remember
I
Sandy
miss
would
those. I don't see them anymore.
remember Sandy from Sweep. She would always say, carry your address labels in case you want to enter a Dropbox somewhere.
Oh yeah.
So that's what I did. I put like one of my address labels and I filled out this like Dropbox thing. And then several weeks later, I get this voicemail, something about 88 seconds rack room. And I had no idea what I even entered because I was just trying to hurry up and get, go because I had to go to this party, right? And so I was in a hurry. I didn't even know what I was entering, but I had won it. And then the lady called me, the manager of the store called me. She's like, "You won the 88-second shopping spree." And I was like, "The what?" She's like, "You have 88 seconds to grab as many shoes as possible." And so what I did is the night before, I went to a different rack room across town and I practiced because the rules were you could grab anything, but it had to be in your hand. You couldn't use a bag or a cart. You could only what you
Oh,
could
so just
personally
whatever you
hold.
could stack in your
Whatever
hands.
you could stack in your hands. You couldn't put it on the counter or anything. So you had
Okay.
88 seconds just to grab as much as you could hold. And that's what you would win. So I was smart that I went across town to practice. And what I realized is I was like, okay, I wanted a big box to stack. So I grabbed a boot box. And I was just going to grab random shoes. And then my friends were like, you should grab New Balance. Because at the time, New Balance was like the hot shoe of the
They're
time.
still hot.
You
I
know?
love New Balance.
Right? I do too, but at the time it was like really cool. And so I was like, that's a great idea. And again, I had just stopped being a poor youth minister and I was just in my entry level law job. So I'm still broke. And I was like, that would be great for everybody's Christmas presents because it was right at Christmas time, like right before Christmas. And they said that I could exchange it for any size. Like, don't worry about the sizes, right? They're like, just grab and then we'll exchange it for the correct size. So that's what I did. I
Oh,
went
that's good.
Right. So I went and got a boot box and then I went to New Balance and I got enough shoes for everyone in my family. So I could have
Oh.
Christmas presents for everyone in my family. And it was so funny because I had told my boss, because it's a brand new job, told my boss that I had an appointment, making him think it was like a doctor's appointment. And then the district manager of the store was like, "Oh, we have the news crew on the way here." And I'm like, "No, no, no. I just started this new job. I can't be on the news." So luckily they were doing the same contest in the store down the street. So he sent the news crew down the street so I wouldn't lose my job. But they had invited all my friends and family, and it was really cool because they were like cheering me on, and they had provided these shakers, and all the employees were excited. All the employees were there, and this was before the store opened, right? So it was just my family and my friends and the employees, and they're all just clapping and shaking the shakers and just everything. So then when my 88 seconds was up and I had prod everything, and the manager heard me saying that I needed all these different sizes. He's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Oh, well, these are the Christmas presents for my family." And he was like, "No." He was like, "You get all of those." He's like, "But you get another 88 seconds to go get all the shoes that you personally want." So then he gave me another 88 seconds to go on another shopping spree just to get shoes for me because he thought that was so nice that I was getting them for my family. And then my little niece, she was like, she wanted a pair of Dora light up shoes. And again, at the time, my sister was so broke, she would have never been able to buy those for her. So he gave her the Dora light up shoes. And
Oh
then
my
the
gosh.
greatest thing is he had them ring me up under all the sales prices so that I would be under the $600 mark so I wouldn't have to pay taxes. So, and it was like probably 1500 to $2,000 worth of shoes
Oh
that
my God.
I didn't even have to pay taxes on. It was just the most wonderful experience. It was
Wow.
one of those things like I'll remember for the rest of my life. So, it was fun.
That's amazing. I know, you know what? If anybody watches the prize winner of Defiance, Ohio, she kind of has a similar story where she's feeding all her family. So the butcher the day before cut ribs that were really high. So she lined the shopping cart with ribs all the way around.
Oh, cool.
So it made the cart higher so she could throw in more stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
Do you remember? Have you not seen that movie?
No, I have. It's just been a long time.
I
It's
know.
just been a
Yeah, I haven't seen it in a long time either.
Yeah.
Oh, they asked what book to start with. You can't win if you don't enter. This one's only 99 cents on Kindle. It's a good place to start because I'm working on prizes everywhere. But if you don't want that one, you could go right to my other one, which is How to Win Cash, Cars, Trips, and More. But I know a lot of people that are entering sweepstakes, are their pocketbook's a little tight. So for Kindle, it's a good place to start. Some of the resources are out of date, but the tips aren't. And one of the other reasons is there's a lot of screenshots. That's the other problem I have. A lot of the screenshots, like for how Windows looks, is so out of date. This is like
Dated.
almost 20 years old, right? Like Windows don't look like that no more.
That's what it looked like when we started, though, 20 years ago.
I know when it started online because it's really interesting. The prize winner of Defiance, Ohio, like they were in the contesting world and then it moved to sweepstakes and then sweepstakes went from mail in to online and then it's really gone to social media and so the entry online has totally changed. How to win cash, cars, trips, and more. If you go to my website, I have a whole book section. Oh, I'm gonna anyway, yeah, so this hobby's fun, and that's the other thing I tell people. It's not just me. I have so many stories in my books, and if you go to the conventions, there's crazy stories things that they've done. I remember one woman, I wish I had remembered her name or got her story from one of my books. She went down, there was a radio station holding a giveaway I think it was for a car. And they had a pool, like a blow up pool, full of foam or whipping cream or something foamy. And they had gotten so many qualifiers on the radio. So they all show up in their bathing suits and snorkel, and goggles and stuff. And they're supposed to go into this pool and find a key or the key, kind of like what your sister did, but the one in the pool to turn the whatever. And they were short. I think like 6 out of 10 showed up or something. So they're like, is there anybody here that wants to go try? She works in an office like you, like in a law office or something. Like she's dressed in a suit. This is when we had to go to work in suits. She's
Right.
like, I'll go. She was on her lunch. I'm pretty sure she was on her lunch. She's like, I'll go. They're like, what? She's like, yeah. So she strips down to like her blouse and her pants, takes off her shoes and her jacket and whatever. And she goes. She's like, I'm in the car. I don't remember if she won or not. But
That's
she's like, what you do to win, right? You're like, I'll go.
exactly.
Because you can't. Next live, I have to go to bed. Okay, good night. Yeah, I know. I do these. I've been trying to do Fridays at 8 Eastern time. And also go check out my YouTube channel. I have been YouTubing I have something like 100 and I don't know how many videos. There's a ton of shorts. So I teach kind of like TikTok. And then I have all my videos. And go watch the interview with Angela and her sister. I think it's called The Sweeping Sisters, the episode.
Yeah, that's it.
And yeah, The Sweep Sisters. And it was fun because I was able to get 3 of us on the screen at the same time because she doesn't live in the same place. And
Now, my
so,
sister's in Atlanta and I'm in Columbus, Georgia. She's
yeah,
in
so
Atlanta.
we had us 3 in different places. So yeah, go find that episode. It's fun. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up because it's 9:30. I've been doing this since 8 o'clock.
Well, thanks
But
for
I'm
having
so glad you came on. Oh my God. Now, are you coming to Phoenix?
me.
Now, if
No.
everybody's wondering, the next annual National Sweepstakes Convention is in Scottsdale, Arizona next July, and I'm so excited. I have a ticket.
That was my
Are you
very first convention back in the day. When was it?
2006? And it was my favorite.
Yeah.
I loved it. I was so
Great.
sad when it went back to Phoenix and the border had closed and I couldn't go.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I know. I wanted to cry. I wanted to cry.
I'm not signed up for
So,
this year. I'll have to
yes,
see about it, but
somebody just asked, is Sweep Sheet still around? Yes, because I talked to them today and I booked them for an interview. Stay tuned. January 11th, I'm interviewing the editor of Sweep Sheet.
Oh, good.
And they're the grandmother of all the sweeps aggregates because they're going to be 33 years old.
Wow.
I know, right? There used to be ones earlier than that, but they're all gone. Sweep Sheet's the oldest one now that's still left from the mail-in days.
Mm-hmm.
It's the oldest one. Now, Sweeping America does focus on mail-in sweepstakes, but Sweep Sheet's around, and we're talking about what's going to come into the future because they're going to redo their site. They're going to have new features. They're going to do, oh my God, it's going to be amazing. Now, I don't know how long that's going to take because a website rebuild is huge.
Mm-hmm.
It might take till 2024. I don't know. But, but still, like they're around. They're always innovating. It's very exciting.
Yes.
So, yeah. Where do you, what do you use?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, I still have a Sweep Sheet subscription. I do that on occasion. Mostly just social media and really honestly, mostly just local. I usually just focus in on local.
You know what? That's where I win the most too. I win mostly on locals. Now, that said, George isn't here, so I can say I won a huge screen projector.
Ooh.
One of those short, yeah. I'm so excited. It's in the garage. The box showed up. It's 100 pounds. I'm like, oh my God. I thought I was going to hide it under the bed in the guest room because I didn't realize how big it was going to be.
So this
So
is
we
Christmas
put it in the garage, and he comes in and he goes, "So what's that box in the garage?" I'm like, "Nothing. You didn't see anything."
Didn't see anything.
He's like, "What?" I'm like, he goes, "Did you buy that?" I'm like, "No, I want it." He's
But are you
like, I'm like,
saving
"Well,
it for
that's your
Christmas?
Christmas present."
Yeah, yeah.
He's like, "Do I ask?" I'm like, "No."
You
Then
did
he was saying to me the other day, I don't know where we're going to put it because the screen is 100 inches.
Wow.
And so I had my daughter hold the measuring tape because it's 100 on an angle, right? It's not 100 across. So I held it kind of low and I tried to hold 100 up and I'm like, it takes the entire wall of the living room. And it reminds me of How I Met Your Mother. You remember Barney had that entire wall TV?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, I did that. But it's one of those projectors that you put right under the screen. So it's not like you have to have it across the room.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Oh,
these new, like, short, there's a name for it. I can't remember what it is. But you basically put the projector, like, right at the screen and it shoots the image up.
wow. My husband would love that. He would love that.
Well, I won it and it's an expensive prize. It's basically almost as expensive as the hot tub was. I'm like, holy cow. I thought it was one of the, because I got the email, you want a projector, and I was like, all happy. But when I was having the club meetings, Bill in our group had won a projector, one of those ones, you do the outside parties and stuff, and they're like $125. And I thought, oh, fun. We can use it next summer. Maybe put something on the garage door and have movies outside in the summer or something.
Yeah.
Then I go look it up and I'm like, oh my God, what did I do?
Hilarious.
Like you enter, you don't always think you're going to win. And then also you don't really calculate how big
Right.
it is. You're like, oh yeah, I'll win a big screen.
Right.
Oh my God, now what am I supposed to do with this? Now, he could put it, he has his man cave, and we bought him a 65-inch TV one Black Friday, 2 Black Fridays ago. Smoke and sale, we love our Black Friday sales.
Mm-hmm.
But in the garage, because his garage, he's got a huge garage. It's like almost 2 stories tall. Because he has woodworking, he has his drum kit in there. We have storage. I mean, this thing's massive, this garage. It's actually bigger than some of the houses in our town. Like, those little old war houses?
Yes, that's hilarious.
The tiny war houses? It's like, there's condos bigger than the war houses, right? You know what I mean?
Right.
Anyway, the garage is bigger than some of those houses. I always laugh when I see it. Anyway, so he could easily be in there, but I'm like, I don't know if I want this thing dusty because it's a man cave. So he'd have to protect it or something. I don't know. But it would easily fit in there, and he'd be the envy of every guy.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So it'll find a home. Everyone's like, sell it. I'm like, no, I'm not selling it. I want it. I
No,
want
that
to keep
sounds
it.
cool.
Or
I
I'll
would,
give it to a family. I'd rather give it to a family member than sell it.
yeah, that sounds, yeah, that's a cool gift. You got to keep that. Or
Yeah, I got to keep that. There's
win.
no way
Cool.
I'm not giving it away.
Yeah.
I will find it a home.
Yes.
It's going to be very loved.
Hey, what is this before you go? What is the sweepstake that got away from you? I'll tell you mine. Our
Oh,
local When I was in Atlanta, our local group, I had missed a meeting and somebody had passed out like big green egg entries. And the next time I went to the meeting, they had all won like multiple big green eggs, like one to keep and like two to sell. And I've ever since then, I've always wanted a big green egg. I cannot win one. I cannot buy one because they're crazy expensive. So, I mean, one day I'll buy
yeah.
one.
No, I haven't. I don't know. I know that I didn't win some giveaways because I entered as the contest queen, and some of them were like for $1,000 on this and $1,000 on that, and they were
Yeah.
big, and I was like disappointed. The one that I know I didn't win, I'm going to blog about this, is I entered this contest called Shameless Self Promotion, and what you win is a day running the radio station. So
Okay.
you get to be on the morning show, and you get a billboard in the city promoting whatever you're promoting. So I qualified on the Thursday morning, and I got, by the afternoon, they finally sent me the QR code. I had 72 hours to get the most votes. Well, hello, I'm the contest queen. I sent out an email. I put it on all my social channels. The radio station phones me Monday morning off air and goes, how did you get so many votes? Like I blew it out of the water. Like I probably had 10,000 votes.
Right.
And people are getting like 20.
Right.
And they said to me, so here's the problem. I didn't enter as the contest queen. I entered as me.
Oh.
And they said, um, they Googled me. Well, what happens if you Google my name?
Right.
It all comes up. So
Mm-hmm.
because they said, how did you get so many votes? I go, I have a lot of friends. Well, I do.
Yeah.
And because literally, like, just to prove what this community's like, when I was going through my life, was doing like the toilet tank thing, like going down the pooper. I was getting a divorce. We were going bankrupt. It was miserable. And I needed to get out of the house for a while because my ex was doing some stupid stuff. And I'm like, okay, while you're dealing with that, I'm leaving for a while and then I'll come back when you've sorted it all out. I'm not staying here. And and I was like crying, and my sweeping friend said, well, come visit with us. And then I thought, how am I going to pay for this? And they said, well, if you're coming, why don't you teach a class at our work, like our contest club? And I went, oh my God, I could charge everybody a little bit of money and pay for all the gas and stuff because I had no money. Like we were bankrupt. It was terrible. So I literally spent a month driving around from sweeper to sweeper, couch surfing. People are so nice. They took me out for dinner. I'm like, let me pay. They're like, no, nobody let me pay for anything. They took me sightseeing in their city. I taught classes. I had prizes. I got $6,000 in prizes donated from all these people. So I had my workshop and I gave out prizes at everything. My car was full of prizes, the whole back seat. It was crazy.
I remember going to the Phoenix convention and you had a booth and I thought I was meeting like a star because
I am a star.
I had heard about you. You had your books. And then also, like, before I went to a convention, I would order all the DVDs and watch the previous
Oh,
convention.
yeah. I have the DVDs from all those years.
Mm-hmm.
People are asking, but they don't do them
They
anymore.
don't, yeah.
I would love, see, the problem is there's no releases. I can't put them out on YouTube or anything because
Oh,
it's all other people.
right.
Like I don't have the right to just show video of other people. Like they were even worried about me live streaming because I said, "Oh, I'm going to live stream at the convention." And they thought I was going to live stream like what the convention is. I'm like, "No, I'm not going to show what we paid to go to
Right, right, right.
on Facebook." I said, "I'm going to live stream from my room and talk about the day."
But that's how I convinced all my friends to
But
go with me. As I put in that DVD, I was like, look at this. We have to go to this. We have to go to this. And we did.
right. And then we got so busy and tired, I never did any of that. I did one TikTok a day with a wrap up from the day before. I was
Mhm.
having way too much fun. I'm not going to sit and social like no, I was having too much fun
No, you
and
had
I
to
didn't
go
have
enjoy the
time.
convention. Yes, of
Like
course.
I didn't spend any time with Tom Cavalli because we wanted to do a video together. I didn't have any time to sit down with the people from Sweep Sheet, Christine and her husband Chris. How confusing is that in your house? Um, she said, "Yeah, we didn't name our kids Chris." I
Yeah.
said, "I hope not."
Good plan.
And then, yeah, so I didn't have any time. And that convention was in July, and I just finally spoke to her today. It's December. Like we're busy. I never spent any time with her at the convention, and I didn't talk to her till today.
Oh, wow.
I know it's crazy, right?
Hmm.
Between schedules, and actually, I think my email blocked her husband's email, like
Oh,
threw it in spam. That's the problem with having a contest email, like contestqueen.com. It thinks it's spam.
right. Right.
So I don't know what I can't. Sometimes I have to send clients emails from my business email. So I do Imagination Edge.
Mm.
Sorry, um, that was my old business. Idea Majesty is my other sweepstaking one, and that I do work from that one, and that one doesn't get blocked because it's not. But the word contest just
It'll get blocked.
connotates, I don't know, it's got to be a scam. No, it's a multi-billion-dollar industry in the United States.
Right.
Companies give away billions of dollars in cash and prizes every year legitimately as a marketing tool.
Hmm.
It's not a scam.
Right.
I know it's not a scam because, like right here's a prize. Right here is a prize, right?
No, we
Like,
won. We won tickets to the Falcons game. I think it was Budweiser. Yeah, it was
oh,
Budweiser
fun.
sponsored it, and it. So we got to go to this little VIP party beforehand, and they gave us beer and jerseys, and then we went to the game. So that was kind of
Nice.
fun. Hmm.
I love prizes like that.
Yeah, those experience ones are cool.
I know. That's the problem. Again, that's what I said. I do more of those. And then people are like, "Why aren't you unboxing stuff?" I'm like, "No, because I got an e-gift card or I won tickets. There's nothing to show."
I can't tell
I
you
said I
how
had a
many.
great time.
I can't tell you how many NASCAR because I'm not a NASCAR person, but I entered the NASCAR ones because they give away a lot of prizes. I won so many NASCAR tickets over the years that I've given to friends and family that enjoy NASCAR. you know,
But I've never been. I would totally go to a NASCAR event just to experience it once because
yeah, I would like to
that's
go.
the other thing I like about this hobby. Like, um, we have, believe it or not, we have a lacrosse, a professional lacrosse team in Toronto called the Toronto Rocks.
Okay.
Who knew? And I won 4 tickets in their VIP seats one time.
Oh,
And
nice.
we went and we had like so much fun. I took another couple. I didn't know anything about this. It was so fun. I would never go to a lacrosse game. It's out of my realm. But I
Yeah,
love it because I experienced something completely new that's out of my normal lane.
right,
So
exactly.
I would totally go to NASCAR. I'm
I
not a football
well now
fan.
I
I totally
regret
want to go to Super Bowl. I
now
totally want
I
to go to the Super
regret
Bowl.
giving away. I regret. I can't talk. Regret giving away all my tickets because my sister, who went and won the car, she's like, Angela, you would love it. She's like, just the atmosphere, the concerts, and all this stuff, fun stuff they do before the race. She's like, you would love all
Right.
that stuff. So,
Well,
and
that's okay. There's still NASCAR. You can win again.
yeah, true, true, true.
I'm going to put it out there. Angela 2023, she's going to NASCAR.
There you go. There you go.
We're just saying it.
Yes.
Like Florence, I've been reading Florence Scovel Shin's book, and you just speak it.
Oh,
And
speak.
that's it. That's it. So, Angela, look at this. Everybody watching, you are now getting NASCAR vibes, lady.
All
You are
right.
going to NASCAR. Oh my God. You know what? You phone me when you win NASCAR. I'll fly
Okay.
down.
All right. Oh, okay. Yes. Yes.
The two of us at NASCAR?
That would be great.
Look out.
That would be hilarious, actually. I usually
Yeah.
win like Daytona or Talladega, either Florida or Alabama, because I'm in Georgia, so they
Oh
tend
my God. That would be fun.
I tend to win one of those usually. So yeah,
That would be fun. I'll take either.
yeah, either one, either one.
Oh my God, trouble. See, that's what I say to people. Make me your plus one. I told Tom Cavalli, I said, I've never been on a cruise. Win us a cruise. He goes, I've never won a trip for four. I go, put it on your bucket list and we're it.
Yes,
He's like, I got the wheels turning. So I will do whatever it takes to increase my odds of winning. I'll get other sweepers to win and I'll just go. But
there.
actually, that's true. There's a lot of sweepers I know it sounds like I'm joking about it now, but it's true. There's a lot of sweepers that don't have a significant other
Hmm.
in their lives. Like you're married and I have George, so we have that person to take. But some people don't.
But for
And
40
they make friends
years,
for
I was
life
not married.
during this hobby.
I was not married for 40 years. I'm only newly married. It's like
Oh, I didn't
we
realize
were
that.
only,
You guys look so happy. Maybe that's why, because you
yeah,
waited.
well, it's about, babe, how long have we been married? 2 or 3 years?
Is
Three,
that all?
3 years.
You guys look like you've been together forever.
We dated for 7 years
Oh,
before,
okay.
and then we were married 3 years ago. But for a long, long time, I was single. I was that person that if I won,
Right.
and I would used to worry about that. I'm like, what if I win this like romantic trip somewhere? Who am I going to take?
I did. You know what? I was single. It was in between
Hmm.
my husband and George, and I won a weekend getaway in wine country. I took a girlfriend. We made it a girls' weekend. It was so fun. We had massages, a wine tour with a professional limo driver. So, because we're not drinking and driving. Um, Hotel, and then gift certificates for dinner in town, which we couldn't use enough of. Like my dad lived near the town. So we invited my stepmom and dad to have dinner with us. We still had half the gift cards left over. So I'm like, you guys have to go back out for dinner. I mailed them the balance of the gift cards because they
Great,
were only for those like restaurants in the area. I'm like, go eat.
great,
I don't want to put them to waste.
yes. So,
So yeah, this hobby's fun. So yeah, you can take friends, and you and I both know this. We've made friends for life from this hobby.
oh, absolutely, yes.
Which who knew when you started entering that you'd make friends?
Well, remember, Facebook was not Facebook. So really the sweepstakes forums were how I met everybody. That's how I talked to everybody.
Yeah, but I
You
didn't actually meet anybody. So I was doing like the group. We were on Yahoo groups
know? Mm-hmm.
that don't exist anymore.
Mm-hmm.
They were kind of like Facebook groups are
Right.
now,
Right.
but at least you had pictures. Like we didn't have pictures. We had nothing. We had handles.
Mm-hmm.
And then I didn't actually meet sweepers in person. When was the first time?
Mine was convention. Well, I would go to the
I,
Atlanta Sweepstakes Club, but before that, I mean, but then after that was the convention was when I really met
I
everybody.
think I think there was a couple of people that had like a luncheon and we organized it. We all went for lunch. But the like when I really started making sweepstakes friends that I had, it was at convention.
Convention, yeah.
And there's something about the convention, like I don't even know how to explain it to people. I walked, it was weird. We're having breakfast, like the hotel sold out. So we actually the hotel next door because they were able to get the convention rate for that hotel too because there was so many people. Well, what hotel is gonna say no to being sold out?
Right.
So we are in the hotel next door and we're at the breakfast bar and I'm sitting there with my husband and I'm like, I know all these people. He's like, you know them? I'm like, no, I've never met any of them in my life, but I know them like
Right.
intuitively, energetically. I knew everybody. And I'm like, this is crazy. And so we're walking around and we walked into the big hall and I was like, I felt like I'd come home. I don't even know how to explain it.
Yes.
This was my tribe and I knew it
Yes.
here. And I called a girlfriend. I'm like, this is crazy. She goes, oh, you found your soul group. That's cool. Not everybody does. I'm like, okay. And she's
Yes.
right. I am so happy because through all circumstances, the last convention I went to was national, was 16 when it was in Vegas. And I hadn't been until this year. And I didn't realize how much I missed it until I walked in and started seeing everybody again. And I was like, oh, yeah, I'm back.
Good. Good.
I
I
had
know.
so
I
much
really need to
fun.
go to another one. I've only been to Phoenix and Atlanta.
Yes.
I've only been to two. So I really need to go to another one.
I'll see you in Phoenix.
Here's my thing about Phoenix. I've been to Phoenix so many times in my life, and it's like I really want to go to one that's in a place I've never been before.
I know, but you're not going for the, like, look.
I know we're not
I
going for.
when in Vegas,
I
I
know.
won nothing the whole weekend, literally zero prizes the whole weekend. But I'm not upset because I spent a week in Vegas. So we extended it. Like we
Right,
came early and we left late because
right.
we wanted to hang out. We wanted to sightsee. We wanted to do stuff. I'm like, when am I going to be in Vegas? We got a great rate on the room. Why not take advantage? That's the other thing about the conventions is they get you convention rate on the rooms like 3 days before and 3 days after. So you can come for a whole week. I'm going to come early to Phoenix and stay too because I don't like rushing out like in a nice place.
What month?
So
When is it? What month is it?
it's the 6th to the 9th. So I'm going to come on the 4th or the 5th. I
Okay.
haven't figured it out yet. I'm going to come on the 4th or the 5th. And then I'm going to actually stay later because I'm going to have a girlfriend come down from BC. And
Oh,
then we're going to go to Scottsdale. Or
oh,
no, sorry, Sedona.
Sedona. I love Sedona. I love it. It's so
I've
beautiful.
never
And
been.
okay, you know how like you're like my sister that you're. What do I call you people? The frou people? Not frou. What am I trying to say?
Woo woo.
Woo woo. That's it. Woo woo. You're the woo woo people, and that is the woo
I
woo
do Helene
mecca.
Hadsel stuff. Of course I'm woo
It's
woo.
it's the mecca of woo woo. You will love it. I mean,
I
I love
know.
it,
That's
and
why
I'm
I
not
want to
even woo
go
woo.
because there's vortexes there.
Yeah, I mean it's and what like I worked at the Catholic Church for 10 years as a youth minister, and they had this Catholic church like carved in the side of a mountain. It's really cool looking. I mean, you have all the woo-woo stuff everywhere, but I thought that was really cool how it had this one church like carved. Like I just never seen anything like it. It's just breathtaking. You really feel like you've landed on Mars. It does not feel like anything you've
There's
seen.
actually UFO tours. We're like, oh, we're signing up for that.
Oh, oh, there are you. I didn't know that.
Yeah, we Googled it.
And then there's like a pretty like little lake or river or something like right on the edge of town. And I had a youth ministry trip. We used to do mission work in Phoenix. That's why I
Nice.
probably am a little resistant to going to Phoenix because we did a lot of labor in the hot sun in Phoenix. But anyways,
We're
there
at
was
a resort and there's
I
cocktails if you want.
I know. I went to that other one and it was so great. It was great. It was great. But anyways, there's this like a little river or lake or something that was just so beautiful that I took the kids swimming there. It was really nice.
Yeah, it's a beautiful place. That's the other thing I like about the United States. I've done a lot of travel. It's beautiful and there's so many different types of beautiful.
Oh yeah.
Like the Hudson Valley in New York is different than the, beaches in Florida, is different from the desert in Arizona, is different from the Rocky Mountains in Colorado, is different. Like it's like you can't believe this is all in one country.
You've seen more of this country than I have. I have
Oh
not
my God, I love the United States.
have not traveled
I
very
think I've been to a lot of the states.
much. You probably
Like,
have.
you know what? I know that I did like when I did my tour, I drove through. People are like, you drove through the United States by
That would be so
yourself? I'm like, yeah,
I don't think I would have done it by myself, but that does seem fun driving through the United States.
I do it. I drove to Texas. I went to Texas and back to get all Helene stuff
Oh, that's right. That's right.
by myself. Yes, I'm a crazy person.
I don't even drive to Atlanta by myself anymore.
Okay, I want to get a picture. I want to get a picture images. Okay, I want to see. I'm curious now. You know what? I don't even know how many states I've been in. Okay, here's a map. Let's count. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. I've done 32 states, I think.
I think I've done about 15, maybe. Maybe.
That's pretty good. 32 out of 40, 50.
Yes, very good.
I like the states. Some of them I've just driven through. Some of them I got to stay in. Like, you know what state is completely underrated?
Which one?
New Mexico.
Oh, my other sister lives there, but I have not been
Nobody
yet.
thinks to go to New Mexico. It's not a place that's like a tourist destination where everyone goes, let's go to New Mexico. So I won hotel stays in New Mexico. And then I'm like, why would I enter a contest that didn't have airfare? Like, what kind of silliness is this going on here? So I started looking them up and I'm like, husband, we should go. So we cashed in our air miles and rented a car and flew down.
Oh, great.
And we were driving through and it was April. Some of it poured rain. They don't get rain.
Mm.
Every place leaked because they all have flat roofs
Oh,
because they're
right.
like all Adobe style.
Adobe. Yeah, my
Every
sister.
store had buckets sitting around. One night in one hotel room, it started dripping on us in the bed. We're like, we need to move rooms. They're like, we don't have any rooms. They were going to call around to other hotels. They go, well, we have this one room. We're like, we'll take it. We don't care. I walk in to close the curtains. The floor was soaked in front of the door. He's like, we don't have any other rooms. I'm like, is the bed dry? He's like, yeah. I'm like, I don't care then.
That's
We're
so
like, we'll just leave the luggage on the dresser. Just keep it off the floor. We're fine.
that
He's
sounds
like,
awful.
okay. We're like, whatever. We didn't care. It was so beautiful. The food was fantastic. I found this article in In Style magazine by Val Kilmer. He gave this interview of all the best places. We literally followed his advice and had the best time. We're like, oh, our friend Val told us where to go.
Wow. Yes, that's great. Yeah,
So it's
my sister lives out there, and my nephew is going to college out there because now, like, if you're a resident, you can go to college for free in New
nice.
Mexico. So he's just flew out there. So and he's working a year to get his residency so that he can go to college for free next year.
Nice. It's a beautiful state. It's completely underrated. Out of all the states I've been to, like they're all beautiful in their own way. I think if I had to pick, I think I kind of like Colorado because I don't know. There's something about Colorado. Like my client Robert was in lived in Boulder. He doesn't live in Boulder anymore, but Boulder to me was like if a cowboy and a hippie had sex, Boulder would be the city.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is so my jam.
Oh yeah.
I don't know why. It totally is. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love the beaches. Like, put me in Florida
Oh yeah.
anytime.
Right.
Like
Right.
the
Right.
beaches and the heat. I think I'm part lizard. Like, just stick me on a rock and I'm happy because I'm soaking up the sun.
I
Like,
know.
George just laughs at me. Like, for hours, I was on that beach in Mexico. Like, hours beach combing for seashells. They're like, where have you been for 3 hours? They're in the pool drinking. And I'm like, nope, I was with Mama Nature. I was seashell hunting I had so many seashells that I had filled a Ziploc bag, like one of the big ones, and you couldn't hardly lift it. He goes, we can't take all that home. I'm like, okay. So I had to sift through it and just pick the best ones,
The
and I
best
put the
one.
rest. I just took a tea towel, like a towel from the hotel full of
Uh,
seashells, and then I just plunked them one big spot on the beach, and I laughed.
oh.
And I'm like, oh, here you go. I got to give you back. Sorry, you can't come home with me.
Oh.
He's like, what are you doing with all those? I'm like, but they're seashells.
That's hilarious.
And I'm so sad that anyway, I got that Sambell Island got hit, but I got to win more trips, but I might be coming down to Florida because I'm trying to get the rights to Helene Hadzel's second publisher had a wrote books too.
Oh.
And so I might be buying his books. We're still figuring it out. I don't know if it'll work or not.
Okay.
I'm putting it out to the universe that it'll all come together. It may or
Okay.
may not happen, but if it's meant to be, it will.
Yes. Yes. That'd be good.
Right? If it's
So
my
what part of
destiny to.
Florida?
So I'm going to end up stopping publishing sweepstakes books and publishing all woo woo books.
Oh yes. Yes.
I'll become the woo woo teacher.
You know, my sister's a hypnotist, so she's very woo woo into all that.
I love that stuff. It's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay.
Anyway, it's 10 o'clock. Oh my God, I've been on here for
Yes.
2 hours and I said I was going to sweepstakes, and some of them I only have till midnight to
Oh,
enter. So,
all right. We'll let you go. But thank
oh
you
my
for inviting
gosh,
me. I appreciate
that
it.
was so fun. Yeah, this was a total surprise. I wasn't planning on doing that. Oh
All right.
my God. I miss you, and I'm going to see
Oh,
you in Phoenix. I'm putting that energy out
yeah.
there.
And know
Okay.
that
Bye, everybody.
if you ever want to come to Georgia, I mean, I'm like 2 hours south of Atlanta, but I have an extra room if you ever need it.
Oh my God. See what I mean about sweepers? They're amazing people. I could totally couch surf again. I don't know how George would feel about that, but I don't know. It depends. If I'm going to Florida, it depends on which way we drive. I might be taking you up on that offer.
Okay, sounds good.
Bye.
Bye.